Welcome everyone, this is Luther, your host for Psychic Glympse. Today I'm joined by Frank. We will be discussing how to align ourselves with our source. Hi Frank, thanks for taking the time to talk to me today about aligning with our source.
It's my pleasure, Luther. I'm passionate about this topic and I'm glad to share my thoughts with you.
So, what does it mean to align oneself with our source?
In a nutshell, it means connecting with the divine or the ultimate source of all being. It's about understanding our true nature and our place in the universe.
That makes a lot of sense. And why is it important to align with our source?
There are many reasons. For one, it's essential for our spiritual well-being. When we're aligned with our source, we feel a sense of peace, purpose, and connection.
I can see how that would be helpful. And what are some specific things that we can do to align with our source?
There are quite a lot of things we can do. Learn to meditate regularly. Meditation is a great way to quiet the mind and connect with the present moment. We need to spend more time out in nature. Connect with nature, it's a very powerful source of energy and inspiration. Offer to help with some charity work and show an acts of kindness. When we help others, we feel a sense of connection and purpose. Practice gratitude. Gratitude helps us to focus on the positive aspects of our lives and to feel more connected to the universe. Finding our purpose in life can help us to learn more about our true nature and our place in the universe.
Those are all great ideas. I'm definitely going to try to incorporate some of them into my life.
I'm really glad to hear that. I think you'll be happy you did.
So, what are some of the biggest challenges we need to face to align ourselves with our source?
There are a few challenges. One is the way we've been conditioned to see ourselves as separate from the divine. We've been taught to focus on the material world and to neglect the spiritual realm. We've even been told that we are alone in the universe, when in reality we are not.
That's so true. We've been taught to believe that the material world is the only reality, when in fact there's so much more to life than that.
Another challenge that we face is the noise of the world. We're constantly bombarded with messages that tell us we're not good enough, or that we need to be something we're not. This can make it difficult to hear our inner voice and connect with our source.
I relate to that feeling. It's very hard to stay focused when there's so much noise going on around us.
But it's important to find ways to quieten the noise and listen to our inner voice. This is where meditation can be helpful.
I understand. I've been meditating for a few weeks now and I've already noticed a big difference.
That's great to hear. Keep it up because you will never regret it. So, what are your thoughts on aligning ourselves with our source?
How I understand it. It's an important and powerful practice, which can help us to live happier, healthier, and a more fulfilled life.
I agree. We must always remember that it's a process, not an event. It takes time and effort to align ourselves with our source. There is no one right way to do it. What works for one person may not work for another. The most important thing is to be open to the experience and to be willing to let go of our expectations. Aligning ourselves with our source can bring us a deep sense of peace, purpose, and connection. It can also help us to overcome challenges so that we are able to move forward with our lives.
That's great advice, thank you, Frank.
Another challenge that we face is the ego. The ego is the part of us that's afraid of letting go and connecting with something larger than ourselves.
I know what you mean. The ego can be a real obstacle to spiritual growth.
But it's important to remember that the ego is just a part of us. It's not who we really are.
I agree. We need to learn to transcend the ego in order to connect with our source.
I'm glad you understand. Just remember that it's a journey, but it's one that's well worth taking.
That's for sure. I'd like to thank you for your time, Frank. This has been a real eye-opener.
It was my pleasure, Luther. I'm glad I could share my thoughts with you. I hope you'll continue to explore this topic and find more ways to align yourself with your source.
I will definitely carry on exploring. I'm sure that this interview will help a lot of people to learn more about aligning themselves with their source.
I hope so. It's a topic that's important to me and I'm glad to be able to spread the word.
Thanks again for joining me, Frank. And for sharing all this valuable information.
You're very welcome, Luther.
For more information on the Psychic Glympse Soul Sync Challenge, subscribe to this channel and watch my other videos. This is Luther, your host for Psychic Glympse, signing off. Thank you everyone for listening. Just before I go, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Keep well.